Let's talk about call by value and call by reference. This is a concept in any language which uses functions. So it is true with C++, with Java and so on. Call by value in C language is by default. Whenever you are using function and you are passing values to another function and getting back the result, call by value is by default. So we'll start with an example, and I'll try to demonstrate you that what is the problem, or you can say what is the result when you do call by reference, and what when you perform call by value or reference. So we have two variables which we have defined, A and B. These two variables, we are trying to swap them. So before we can do any functionality, let's print them first. Before swapping, what is swapping? Exchanging the numbers, values of the number before swap. And A is equal to %d and B is equal to %d, and A, that is 10, and B, that is 20. So before swap we have this value, and we'll try and call a function called swap. Let it be swap, and we'll pass these two values. We'll give these two values to the function to swap them, A, B. Now this is fine, and we'll print these values after being swapped. After swap, just one word will change after. And now we will initialize writing function, that is swap function. So swap, it is not going to return anything. We'll do it inside the function only. So the return type will be void, function name will be swap, and as we are providing A and B, we need to have integer number. Give it x, int y, and inside this let's declare a temporary variable. This is just to store the temporary value. So what we will do is we will give the value of x to the temporary variable, then y to x, and finally temp to y. So this particular functionality will actually swap these values, and this can be confirmed by printing it here itself. Make it inside swap A, B, x, y. We need to change it to x and y. Now actual thing has not started yet, so we are just making program, and I will show you that what happens when we do call by value and what we do when call by reference. So let's compile it, and we see that before swap values are A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20. Inside swap, x is equal to 20 and y is equal to 10. Inside swap, the number has actually changed their places, but after swap, inside this program, this line, the number were not being changed. They retain their original value. This is what is where the call by reference comes. So most of the time we wouldn't require this call by reference. We only require that the value we send there and receive or print it here or do the functionality here itself. But in many cases we want our original value to be changed. How to change the original value? this is only done when you call the function through reference. So reference will not send a value. Okay, one more thing I left, that when I'm calling swap AB, actually the copy of A and copy of B is being given to X and Y. Actual value is not going. So to give actual value, will not deal with values, will do with the addresses. Give ampersand, and now swap will transfer the address of A and B to this swap function. For that, what we have to do is we'll just make it as a pointer variable so that it can receive the address value from the calling function, and just make value at X, value at X, and value at Y, value at Y. Okay, now let's see what change does it make. Okay, before swap 1020, inside swap X this, Y this, and after swap, just ignore this in between line. But after swap, in the same program, in the same main function, we have swapped value actually, and this is what we would have expected. And if I change this to star, you will actually see that inside also function swap function, the values are exchanged, and outside also the value has exchanged. This is because we are now dealing with the addresses but not with the copied value. So this is the call by value and call by reference concept. Thank you so much.